really difficult to put 5 failures out of your head, but that's exactly what he's got to do. Bit of hate of the bar would do well here. Better clean. Adjust the hands. Big effort.
Well, see, he had a crystal ball because he only had 4 failures at that point. Now he's got his 5th. There you could see the lockout problem that I was talking about, and possibly the lack of shoulder flexibility. Watch how he's not pushing through. He's not pushing through.
Well, what's going to go through his head now, I wonder? It's really, really difficult now.
I think it's almost get me out of here. Let's end this nightmare.
I'm not sure what they do. They've, you know, he might call it a day, but he's not the sort of man who will.
Yeah, I think he'll go out there. He'll give it his best effort.
Well, in fact, hang on a second. Now, he has called it a day. He has called it a day.
Yeah.
The bar has gone to 2:01, and he's just said, this is just not my day.
Yep.
And I'm quite sad, you know, because in a sense, you know, 2011 was not bad. 365 is not an earth-shattering total, but, you know, in the area that he was lifting at the age of 36, he was performing with much credit, but maybe 2012 is a year too far. Now, Danchu had his problems. Missed 195. Got 195, now 201. 363 is what he's on now. Now, if he got this, it would give him an extra 6 kilos to take him to 369. But Kavelasvili of Greece, 370 from the B group. Now, he's already taken a couple of scalps, Matams and Zyrov, because they bombed out. And even if this man had lifted that, it meant that Kavelasvili was going to move up to 7th overall, whatever.
Watch his chest. See, it's as if he didn't take a deep breath and really get everything set, as if he wasn't really prepared physically or psychologically. The big brace that you get by taking it there creates a platform for launching the jerk. He didn't have that.
So, Zielinski now, the bar going to 202 for Poland. Certainly has achieved this waist. He did so in Kazan. He did it even better in Antalya here 2 years ago in the World Championships in the clean and jerk. 208 on that occasion. Well, that was good and strong overhead, and I've got no doubt that the jerk will be acceptable to the 3 referees.
Really a fairly effortless clean. Squeezes the bar off the floor, whips those elbows around. That's to lock it right there in what we call the rack. And then punches that overhead. See how his head goes through? Gives him all that structural bracing now of his bones to hold the bar overhead. This is the opposite of what David Matematum was fighting on the jerk, where it was all muscular, it was just pressing because he couldn't get the bar in the right position. Zielinski is doing the lift the way it should be done. Great shot there, you see it. Bone on bone, holding that thing up.
And the reward is that he's into first place overall, first place in the clean and jerk, 372. And now, in a sense, the competition takes on a new perspective, but at the very moment I say that, we have to rewind to the Azerbaijan contender Intikam Zairov. Now, this is a man who had entered 210 as a starting total and has dropped that down by 5 kilos. So clearly they've recognized now for the second half that this may not be his day. And the first score on the board for him. I mean, it is strange, isn't it? You go through all of the training and the preparation, day after day, week after week, month after month, Randy. But some days you wake up and you're just not as strong as you were yesterday.
Yeah, some days the magic works and some days it doesn't. The chalk is there to keep the bar from sliding around, particularly when you get set to drive for the jerk. Some lifters, if they snatch without a shirt, will put a shirt on for the clean and jerk for that reason, or you can get the chalk, as you can see in him, to do the same thing.
And this is Mr. Khamashin, Roman Khamashin for Russia. He and his teammate Bidev effectively deputizing for Alexander Ivanov and Damanov, the two Russians who, under other circumstances, if they weren't preparing for the Olympic Games, would be the men here vying for European supremacy.
Not the easiest opener, but when he broke that curse that had been afflicting the Russian men and the clean and jerk in this contest, we saw some real problems already earlier this week. Not the fastest jerk, but that doesn't matter. It wasn't even the easiest clean. The important thing is he put the parts together in a way that worked.
So the next man to come out will be Ibrahim Arat. Now, Ibrahim already with a bronze medal for the first half of the competition, 171 kilos. Now, that puts him 7 kilos behind Kriku of Moldova and Ditsbalis of Lithuania. He would have a deficit of 9 kilos, but he's the best of the rest to halfway. Now, whether he can capitalize, we're about to see, and whether he can actually turn that third position at halfway into at least an overall medal. 2:05 for the opener, for the lead in the clean and jerk, and the overall category. He's a lively lad.
Well, yeah. Well, it makes the weight look pretty light, and the clean does not waste any time getting set for that jerk and pops this thing overhead. In the replay, watch the dip and drive for the jerk. You might have an idea if you haven't seen weightlifting before that this dip is deep. It's really only about maybe, I don't know, 10 centimeters or so. And you can get a sense of that in that lift.
Well, at the moment, Arat is in the lead, 205 kilos. His body weight of 93 kilos, lighter than Khamashin of Russia, who's currently second in the clean and jerk. Zairov is third, and all of them on 205. And now the half-time leader, Ditsbalis. Now, he was going to come in at 205. He's gone to 207. Now, he'd be very conscious of the fact that he needs every kilo. You might think that the odds are really in his favour to take this championship, but with Kirikou very confident of picking up 215 kilos, this man up against it in terms of getting the overall championship for himself and Lithuania. But this would put him back into the lead everywhere. Brings that left leg forward. That looks fine to me. And Didzbalis surely through white lights indeed, and takes over the total lead. He's had his moments at European level, Randy, and also in some international competitions. When he went all the way to Shenzhen last year for the university and did 180, 207 for 387, which is exactly the mark he's on at this particular moment. Now, Bidayev on 207. Now, this is, for me, the interesting lift, because the spies said that this would be his cup of tea. He was shaking as if he had serious flu when lifting the snatch lifts. You can't do that with these sort of weights. Well, it still has that characteristic wobble of the arm, but the arms were locked out.
His left arm, I think, is really quite close to the knee on the clean. But I would say it right now, I don't see him uncorking a huge clean and jerk. Let him prove me wrong. Now, this guy won't uncork a huge clean and jerk, but it could be significant.
208. This is to lead in the clean and jerk and to move him up to third place in the overall. He was at 9th place at halfway. He was one of several on 168 kilos. Benjamin Hennequin from Bordeaux in France. And with no disrespect to Wenceslas Dabaya or indeed Bernardin Matin, this is the #1 French lifter of the moment in the male division.
Can you borrow that shirt from the Lithuanians?
15 seconds.
He had to chase it a little bit, but there's why I think he's going to do something here in the clean and jerk. Not at the level of Szymon Koleski, but he's going to produce a pretty respectable clean and jerk, I think, tonight.
Well, I've always thought if he could end up, winning the clean and jerk or getting into bronze medal position overall at this level in the 94 kilo, he would have actually given himself the confidence boost that he wants for the final 100-day preparation into London. And the stage now belongs to Mr. Thomas Szerzynski on 208 kilos, and this will take him up into silver medal position in both the clean and jerk and the overall ranking. Didzbalis still leading on 387.
Well, that was a pretty hefty increase, and you can see that confidence was warranted. He just knocked that off. Another working-one sort of effort.
Yeah, it takes him up, as I said, into second spot, but I often think it's a good sign when you have someone lifting effectively but quietly, very unfussy.
Yeah, he certainly is that, isn't he?
Yeah.
Not wasting energy and showmanship, just concentrating on the lift. Not the world's most dazzling lifter, but you know what? He's getting good marks up on the board.
Now, Didzbalis, he's done 207, 208 is flashing. I can't believe he's going to come out for just 1 more kilo.
No.
But I think he needs to creep rather than get extravagant.
I'm going to be really disappointed if Bronius Vishnikalkis, the coach, doesn't call for something huge.
Now, Didzbalis has gone for something huge. He's got the total, and he's now put the bar up to, is that 215?
It is.
That's an 8-kilo increase for his second attempt.
But that's conservative for Bronius. I'm going to see something really big. I expect it.
Yeah, I still think that we could have taken it in 2 steps, you know?
Oh, yeah, no.
I want to get up to 400, for goodness sake.
I'm half kidding, but they are known for some pretty wild and crazy calls.
I know. Well, meanwhile, Ibrahim Arat, who's not doing much wrong, I have to say. He's going for 5 out of 5 here, and this is a 4-kilo increase to take him up to 380 to lead in the clean and jerk and to go second to Didzbalis in the overall championship race. By contrast to the man who preceded him, he will use a lot of energy. And he's strong, and he's done it.
Yeah, he took time to get set this time on the jerk, but man, he slams that thing.
Well, actually, in the showmanship stakes, strangely, the Turk is now outdoing the Lithuanian, and that's unusual.
It is. The night's young, but you got a point. Watch this jerk. Shot out of a cannon. Bam. That's what a jerk should look like.
So far, so good, with Zielinski just in the wings, ready to come out on 209. Didzbalis leading 387, Arat in second place, and Zielinski in third at the moment. 387, 380, 378. And the bar going to 212 kilos now for Roman Khamachin for Russia. Now, again, this is a decent increase. Khamachin, who was on 205, this is a 7-kilo increase, and this is now to take him to first place in the clean and jerk, second place overall. From 374, this would take him to 381, and he would push Arat of Turkey down into third place and Zielinski off the overall podium. Ten seconds. Well, he got buried there and couldn't get down onto his shoulder, and there's a whole host of contenders queuing up at 212. He'll have a bit of time, Khamachin, to recover for this, but Enekin of France wants 212. Also on 212, Arat and Bidayev of Russia, the next man out for 212. And this is a 5-kilo increase, which is going to take him to 382. And again, bidding for the top spot in the clean and jerk, 382 would take him into second place behind Didzbalis. He will put him within 5 kilos of the leader. The leader who's made a very, very extravagant increase to 215 at the moment from 207. But as Randy explained, that is a characteristic of the Lithuanian coaching. I wonder whether they're going to rue the day going that big for the second attempt. And that's a new personal best, and I have to say the jerk overhead was better than the first one. 3 white lights, and he pops up into overall silver, as you can see there, on 382. And in the lead in the clean and jerk So Bidaev in the clean and jerk on 212. Arat with one attempt left for Turkey on 209. Enekin in the wings with two attempts on 208. Zielinski, Poland, with one left on 208. Dizbalis with two left on 207. And it's going to be Ibrahim Arat, his last throw of the dice. He's done precious little wrong. Just one failure in the snatch division. Now this is a 3 kilo increase, 209 to 212, and this would take him to 383. So again, he'd recapture second place overall, but he'd go top of the table in the clean and jerk. Really good lifting by this 23-year-old, who is so far very much the crowd pleaser of the hall. Currently sitting on 380. Did 371 in Paris, only made 50% of his lifts. He's already outdone that. Struggled with the clean. He's used an awful lot of energy. This jerk is going to be tough. No. Just ran out of gas, all those efforts, but he's given a lot of pleasure to the Turkish fans here in the Kebesh Hall. And he stays in the clean and jerk in second place overall. He's currently in the bronze medal position, but he's actually very vulnerable, as there are a lot of lifters out there with live chances. Zairov of Azerbaijan, who could be a player in the clean and jerk. He's up at 213. Enekin's gone to 214. And this is Khamashin coming out. He failed at 212. This is his third and final attempt. This is a 7 kilo increase. This would take him up to 381, which would put silver in the clean and jerk, third in the total. So in other words, this would knock Ibrahim Arat off the overall podium if he can lift it. And it's an if. Not to be, and he stays in sixth place overall. I'm afraid 374. That's his total for the day. The man who's come all the way from Vladivostok to Antalya. And no doubt his personal coach Pavel Sergeyev will be working with him back home to try and correct and bring him forward with a few more kilos. Now in picture now, this is the man going for clean and jerk honours. It's Intikam Zairov, and 213 on the bar. So this is an 8 kilo increase. Currently in 7th place in the clean and jerk rankings. And obviously this is the biggest weight that's been attempted so far. So this for the clean and jerk lead. And the man who entered the second biggest total of the competition, much more comfortable in this phase, and as a result goes into the lead in the clean and jerk. Have a look at this. The clean was good, momentum was good, adjustment, hands a little bit, good split, bar well positioned. Zielinski also going for 213. Now Thomas Zielinski almost overlooked here. This is a 5 kilo increase, and again this will put him into double silver in the clean and jerk, and in the overall is for 383. Well, as he went to go under the bar, you could see that he really didn't get under it, and the hips were back and behind, and Zielinski finishes his sequence on 378 and 5th place in the clean and jerk. Benjamin Enekan, 6 kilo increase. Enekan onto the stage to try and move himself up into the lead in this particular discipline. It would also take him up into 2nd place overall. He's currently 5th. This would take him to 382, but he weighed in at 89.2. He's the lightest of the class, and that's why he'd go ahead of the Russian Bidayev. He still has this and one more attempt at his disposal. So this would put him in a pretty good position if he can make this. 2:14. Well, you have to remember that he's a very light 94 kilo lifter. He's a very good 85 kilo competitor. And suddenly the ambition is limited because he only has one more attempt. It's only since mid-November that he's been working, as it were, overweight by about 4 kilos. But this is not easy, and if you're a fan and a supporter of Benjamin Enekan, do not get depressed about his chances for the Olympic Games, because he'll be in the 85 kilo class and he'll be much more comfortable there. At the World Championships, 170 in the snatch, 208 for 378, and he's got 376 at the moment. But it's in the clean and jerk that he can really make a difference. Nobody else wants 214. Zairov of Azerbaijan has pushed the bar to 215. Likewise for Didzbalis some time ago. Chiriku, that's his entry weight. And those are the other players. Remember, Chiriku of Moldova has yet to total. 2nd at the halfway stage, a couple of kilos behind Didzbalis. But he is due to come in at 215. So after this attempt of Enekan, we'll see Chiriku for his first attempt. He posted 400 kilos as his entry total. 400 kilos, that is just 12 short of the world and European total record. So once again, this would put him into gold medal position in the clean and jerk and 2nd place overall. But if he does do it, there are still 3 other players out there who can affect his final results. Not to be, but you can see the French there, the coaching team applauding him. He gave it his best shot, but he finds himself in 4th place in the clean and jerk and 5th overall. And so now the 94 kilo championship can be decided, and this is Anatoly Chiriku about to come out here. And quite simply, this 15 kilos, this 215 kilos, which he's going to attempt, is going to whiz him straight from being 2 kilos down on Didzbalis, the Lithuanian, at the halfway stage, into a pretty strong position. This is for 393. And that would put him 6 kilos ahead of Ditsbalis. Easy clean. In the end, still enough, and 2-1. And didn't convince all 3 referees, so let's have a look at, is there a press out? We're off to one side in our commentary positions. Quite a lot of arm movement there. Now, the jury in front of me, pretty motionless. And he's got it. And it's not been challenged by the jury, which means that 393 and now the 8 kilo riposte by Ditsbalis. 387. This is a big, big leap here. This is to take him to 405. Well, they didn't over-egg it because that is really good. 3 white lights. Lithuania strong. Lithuania lead. 180, 215, 395. He's 2 kilos and body weight ahead of Chiriku. And now the Russian Bidayev. Bidayev putting the bar up by 3 kilos. At the moment, he's on 382. This would put him into 385. He can't challenge the men in gold and silver, but of course he can go for clean and jerk gold. The second success at 212 was better than the first attempt at 207, which was also good. This for 6 out of 6 lifts. No. Just buried himself, and unfortunately he doesn't add to his total. He left on 382, but in a sense not too much damage done, because at the moment there are 3 lifts left. Zyrov, who will come in for 216 and is vying for the clean and jerk gold medal, but he can't affect the overall places. Bidayev of Russia has got that and had it even before this attempt. And then it's down to Ditsbalis with 1 left and Chiriku with 2. So it's going to be Lithuania versus Moldova, but before that, it's all about Zyrov. 45 seconds, the clock counting down at the moment, no sign of him. Here he is now. Real disappointment in the first part. He had 3 attempts at 170. He lifted 171 in the London Prepares Olympic Test event last December. He lifted 177 in Paris. Real disappointment in the first part of the competition to not see him pick up a 170 bar. So this is for a big consolation prize for himself and Azerbaijan, who still lead the medal table. Well, it might have been a personal record if he got the 216, but as it is, doesn't make it. It's now down to the other 2 to finish this off now. The 1, 2, 3, Ditsbalis, Chiriku, Lithuania, Moldova. Bidayev of Russia's got the bronze. Arat of Turkey in 4th, Zielinski in 5th. But when we look at the clean and jerk results, a little different. The front 2 are there. Zyrov in 3rd place. He's got that consolation bronze. And now 218. 3 kilo increase to take him to 396. And he regains the overall advantage and the clean and jerk #1 spot. And this is where the coaches now have to weigh up their 2 men. Ditspalis on 395. Chiriku on 396. Ditspalis has put the bar to 219. That will be a 4 kilo increase. He's put it to 221.
Ditspalis goes up, and now Chiriku also goes up. 221.
So the bar has gone to 221. This is a 6 kilo increase, and this is serious weight. Remember, these men weigh 94 kilos or less. So double body weight is 188 kilos. On this bar, 221 kilos, and arguably on this lift rests the championship, but his opponent still can come back at him. 6 kilos on 395. This is to take him to 401. 30 seconds. He's done well so far. The bar shaking, the arms moving. Can he hold it? No, he can't. He just leant back, and the bar and the weight defeated him. And it means the championship has gone to Moldova. Disappointment for Lithuania. Ditspalis, the gold medal in the snatch. But in the clean and jerk, he must accept silver, and in the overall, he must accept silver. And it's Chiriku of Moldova who has the 94 kilo championship. He actually doesn't have to lift, but he will lift. He's put the bar up now to 224 kilos. That is a 6 kilo increase, and that would take him to 402 kilos. He did 395 in Paris. He did 390 in Kazan. The European bronze medalist in Minsk in 2010. The European silver medalist last year in Kazan. 3-2-1. The progression, he is the champion, but can he break 400? And the answer is most probably yes. There was a little wobble on the right arm there. 2-1, central referee not satisfied. And that is 402 kilos, which is only 10 kilos over, or under, I should say, one of the longest standing records. It stood since Athens 1999, when Kakashvili's totaled up 412. Well, Randy, really good battle between the two.
Yeah, you know, and even more impressive to me, David, is the fact that we had a lifter go over that 400 kilo mark when he didn't really have to. 400 is the watershed total in this class. It's bona fide, world-class lifting. Boy, he made that clean look like, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought he did really well. I was just a bit concerned about the right arm, and the central referee was also not totally convinced. But as you say, he's ended on 402. Put that into context, that's 5 kilos behind Ilya Ilin. It's 5 kilos behind Artem Ivanov of the Ukraine. And 402 equals the performance of the bronze medalist in Paris of Saeed Mohamed Pourkaparaka. And that puts him in as a player.
Absolutely. Watch this guy.
Those the clean and jerk results. And now we can have a look at the final lift. Have a look at this, Randy, again. I had a little shake in my head. Have a look at the right arm. I think at the end, probably fair result. What do you think? Difficult from this angle.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good lift.
I just wonder whether it just unlocked there, but
yeah,
it's tiny.
It's a good lift. You know, he cleaned that with so much reserve and punched the jerk. Watch for a big total off from this man in London. That total here is going to get some attention. You know what? You know, he didn't have to make that lift. He didn't have to push himself like this, but he did to show that he could.
Yeah, and confirmation, 402 kilos. Ditsbalis did pretty little wrong. I mean, the second call to move up to 215 was absolutely spot on. Bideyev of Russia getting the third place and the bronze medal. And you can see there, David Kavel-Asvili of Greece, as a result of 370 in the B group, up into a very decent 8th place. As far as Enikan's concerned, he'll be disappointed perhaps to be down in 6th place, but his real test is going to come in the 85 kilo competition in London. Just to mention there, Peter Kirkbride, 140, 180 for Great Britain there, 320. Didn't quite go his way yesterday, but certainly I think we've seen someone, and again underlining the Moldovan progress here, Randy. Moldova, who I'm just checking, yeah, they still are up in the medal table there. That's 5 gold medals, 4 silvers, 4 bronze. They are in 4th place. But Lithuania are on the medal roster thanks to this man, Ditsbalis. And that now makes 17 nations, so we're very close to 50% of the participating countries earning medals to take back home. And the medal table right across Europe looking very healthy for the sport.
Yeah, it's good to not see dominance. I mean, we've had dominance in earlier eras, but not now. You know, as you point out, lots are participating. Lots of countries are sharing the glory.
Well, I'm looking at some of the Western European countries. You know, Italy with a medal, France, Cyprus, Germany, Spain. We're going to count Lithuania in, Poland just, you know. It's not all over in Eastern Europe that the dominance is there. Having said that, Azerbaijan still leading with 7 golds, a silver and 4 bronze medals. But this competition was very good, and I thought the Russian, who was 3rd overall, Bideyev, acquitted himself pretty well and finished up, as you saw there, with a total of 382, which is not bad.
You know, talking about Moldova and lifting, I mean, this is Fyodor Hasselpu passing out the medals, an Olympic champion. Got to be proud of how his team is doing here, and this has got to be the one you really like. Proud moment for them both.
And Moldova, another championship. Kristina Yovu winning the women's 53 kilo. That was an early success for the Moldovan team. So the national anthem of Moldova to honor the champion.
Bayanlar baylar, Moldova ulusal marşı için dikkat